Hey there everyone, welcome to our next Make It With Me video. In this video we will be doing the Farmhouse Christmas Flipbook project. Kits are available to make this at home and follow along with this video. All the papers for the patterned paper will be pre-cut for you, and today I'll show you how to put together this base. The kit will also include everything you need to make the shaker on the front. It'll include the foliage here, and you'll also be getting a pack of puffy stickers and a pack of chipboard accents so that you can further embellish your flipbook however you like. You could even change out what's in the shaker on the front. It's totally up to you. We didn't put too many embellishments on the inside of ours just because it's a little easier to add embellishments after photos have already been added. And we haven't gotten around to putting the photos in just yet. So once we do that, we'll definitely be adding more embellishments to the inside of our project. I'm just going to flip through this really quick and show you what it's all about before we get started. So on the front here, we have this really pretty shaker with that snow-like glitter in there. And it says Merry Christmas. And this opens up. We have this really pretty Christmas signs paper and this really nice wood paper here. It opens up even more. These two pages both have a pocket on either side. I love this Christmas wreaths paper. It's one of my favorites for sure. It opens up even more. We have some belly bands here. So as you can see, there's already tons of room and pages. And it opens up even more. This really pretty stockings paper opens up to reveal a very cute present inside. This actually comes out, so you'll get the ribbon in your kit and everything you need to make this cute little gift. And once you untie it here, you'll see we have this nice Z-fold bit here, so you can add tons of pictures and embellishments on this as well. So I'm just going to wrap this back up for now, and it just tucks right away in there. So cute. So what you'll need to make this flipbook here, you'll need a paper trimmer and you'll need some adhesive. So for the base, we used score tape. To apply the pattern paper, we just used tape runner. And we did use a little bit of liquid adhesive. We used Fabri-Tac to add this on because it's really strong. So you'll need definitely a strong liquid adhesive, some score tape or another strong adhesive, and then we just use some tape runner for the pattern paper. Okay, let's get into putting the base together. So in your kit, you're going to be provided 5 sheets of black 12x12 cardstock. I already cut mine up here, so I'm just going to show you how I cut mine. I mapped it out on some extra 12x12 cardstock that we had laying around. So for this project, I thought it was a lot easier to refer to pieces by a letter than the full measurement. So each piece will be labeled with a letter because I felt it made it a lot easier for assembly. So our first piece is going to be piece A. You're going to cut that to 6 1/4 by 10 3/4. So that'll be how we use one of our pieces of the 12x12 black cardstock. And you'll have some scrap left on the side and the bottom. Next, we're going to cut piece B. There's actually going to be 3 of these. So you're going to take one piece of the black 12x12 cardstock and you're going to cut out the 6 1/4 by 6 piece. Make sure you hang on to your scrap. We're going to be using it later. And again, we're going to cut the 6 1/4 by 6 piece. We're going to cut 2 more of those, so we should have 3 total. And we're going to call those piece B. And you'll have scrap at the bottom. Our last 2 sheets we're going to cut the exact same. So this is how we're going to cut our C pieces and our D pieces. So for C, we're going to cut them at 6 1/4 by 7. And then out of that same sheet of the 12 by 12 cardstock, you're going to cut the 6 1/4 by 5 1/4 pieces for piece D. And you'll have scrap on the side and scrap at the bottom. And our last sheet of 12 by 12, we're going to cut the exact same as before. So that's how we get all of our pieces out of that 12 by 12 cardstock to assemble our base. So you should have, let's see here. You should have one piece A. You should have 3 B pieces in total. And then, let's see. And then you should have 2 C pieces and then 2 D. So like I said, I already cut my cardstock. We're going to go ahead and start scoring. So we're going to start with piece A. And piece A is going to be scored at 6 1/4 by 7. And you're going to want the 10 3/4 side across the top. So here, I already have some score lines, but we're going to go over it. So that's 6 1/4 and 7. So that's how we're going to score piece A. Then we'll move on to the B pieces. Let me get them all here. So we should have 3 of those. And for the B pieces, you're going to want the 6-inch side across the top when you score. And you're going to score at, let's see, 3/4. And I'm going to score at 1 1/2. So I'm just going to go over those one more time here. So you're going to do that for all 3 of your B pieces. Oh, that one I already scored. So again, make sure that 6-inch side is across the top. You're going to score at 3/4 and 1 1/2. So you'll do that for all 3 of your B pieces. Oh, I need to fix this one really quick. There we go. Okay. Then we'll move on to C. So you should have 2 of those. And for the C pieces, you're going to want the 7-inch side across the top. And we're going to score this at 3/4 again. And 1 1/4. So do the same thing on this one with that 7-inch side across the top. 3/4 and 1 1/4. And then finally, we'll move on to the D pieces. You're going to want the 5 1/4 side going across the top. And we're going to score this at, again, 3/4 and 1 inch. We'll do that again. Three-quarters and 1. So that's it for scoring. Let me keep that out actually. Okay, so you're going to start with piece A. And we're just going to fold on those score lines. And I'm just going to use my bone folder here. Let me make sure I'm still in frame. Okay. And smooth that down. And again there. Okay. So So you should end up with something that looks like this. And I'm actually going to mark this again as piece A. This is the top of our flip book here. Then you're going to want to grab all of your B pieces. Those will be what we're working with next. Go ahead and get those folded on the score lines. Oh, I probably should take that sticker off. That's okay, I'll cover it up. So your B piece should end up like this. You're going to do that for all 3. You don't have to use a bone folder if you don't want to. I just think it definitely helps. So there I have that edge again. And we got one more B piece. Okay. So now you should have 3 pieces that look just like this. And we're going to start assembling here. So this is where you're going to need some score tape. I'm going to open up my piece A, and I'm going to start attaching the side pieces. So what you're going to do is take the B piece, and it's going to hook on right there. So you're going to want to adhere it to the back. So I find it's easier to flip this over, kind of open this up a little bit. I think it's a lot easier to line it up. So I'm just going to take my score tape here. And I'm just going to align the side here. And grab a little bit more. And then that just peels off. We're going to take that B piece. Like I said, we're going to turn it this way and just attach that on here. It's important when you're lining this up to make sure you don't overlap those score lines, because you're going to want it to be able to open and close. So there we have our first piece on. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that for the other side here. Okay, so now I have attached my other B piece to the right side. So you should have one on each side here. And again, I just adhered it to the back. Now you're going to take your last letter B piece, and that's going to create this bottom part here that folds up. So I'm going to repeat the same step and just adhere it on the back. So again, I'm just using some score tape. Oh, did I go too far on that one? No, okay. Oh, this is our one with the sticker. Oh well. So again, you're just going to carefully line that up. Make sure those score lines aren't covered up. There we have all of our letter B pieces attached to letter A. Oh, it folds like this. So the 2 on the side fold in, the bottom one up, and there we go. So our base is starting to come together. Next, we're going to take the pieces that are labeled C, And we're going to keep repeating the same steps. We're going to go ahead and attach these on the inside now. So I'm just going to fold that on the score line. And piece C should look like that. Gonna repeat that on the other one. Okay, so now they should both look like this. And we're gonna go ahead and take our base again. And this is why I like to relabel this top 1A, just so I know that this is the top of our flip book. I just like to mark it to keep myself oriented. So we're going to take piece C, one of them here, and it's just going to attach to the side. So again, I'm going to take some score tape and lay that right on there. And I'm going to lay it with this part down. So if it's easier for you to open it up a little, you can do that. I think it's easiest just to keep it closed and set it on there. And again, make sure you don't overlap those score lines. All right, so now we have our second inside flap started. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same step. We're going to take another C piece, our last one, and I'm going to glue or adhere with score tape this edge right to the side here, just like that. Okay, so now I attached this other piece that we have labeled C to the right side. And really quick, I'm just going to label the tops of these C as well. Again, and then I'll do B here, just so I know for when I'm applying my pattern paper what's what. It just makes it a lot easier. For me at least, you don't have to do that. So our last step is we're going to be taking our pieces labeled D. Again, go ahead and fold on those score lines. So D should end up looking like this. You'll have a smaller little box there. Okay. So I'm just going to do that again, fold on my score lines. So you should end up with two pieces that look like this. And these will be the last ones we attach to the base. And these are going to go at the top and bottom. So I'm just going to apply some score tape again to the bottom this time. Gonna take one of your D pieces, and we're just going to be adhering this side down. So I'm just going to turn mine So I think it's easier for me. I'm just going to line that up. And we'll do the other side. So this is creating our top and bottom flaps. We're going to take our last piece, piece D, and put that right on there. Lining it up. Careful not to overlap those score lines. And I'm going to press that down. Okay, I'm going to find my top part, I think right there, okay. So these bottom ones fold up, and there we go. We have our base assembled here. Okay, so now that we have our base assembled, I'm going to go over how to put together the shaker, and then we'll move on to where the pattern papers go. So out of your scraps, go ahead and cut yourself a circle that matches the diameter of the shaker. I just traced mine and cut it out. It might be easier to just attach it to some black paper and then cut it afterwards. Up to you. So all you're going to do is take the embellishment that you want to put in your shaker. So we chose the star. We just glued that right down in the middle. And then I layered this Merry Christmas from the puffy stickers on top of that down here. And then all you're going to do, take some of the glitter, dump it right on there once you have your embellishment on. We used a good amount of glitter. And then the dome will have this liner here that you just peel off, and there's already adhesive on there for you. And with the embellishment and the glitter already on your black circle, just go ahead and stick that right on top. It's super easy, and you'll have a really pretty shaker. So that's how you put together the shaker. For the pick here, we just trimmed this and put it underneath the shaker, and we used Fabri-Tac glue to adhere that down. Fabri-Tac is a really strong adhesive that we have here at the store, so that's what we chose to put this on. So now we'll just go over where all the patterned papers go. So like I mentioned before, all the pattern papers will be pre-cut for you to size. So this wood paper is actually the B side of the ornaments paper. So you're going to have this ornaments paper strip cut, and that's going to go on the top flap here on the outside. Oh, let me show you the back. The back is going to be that 6x6 wood paper that's already cut. All of your pages in the outside should have that border around the edge. So that wood paper carries to the inside. Let's see. For this outside panel, it should be the wood paper that measures 6 by 4 1/4. And then the wood paper that goes here on top measures 6 by 3 1/2. And this one down here on the inside is the one that measures 6 by 4 1/4 again. So again, for the placement of the wood paper, just to clarify again, this back wood panel is 6x6. The bottom one here is 6 by 4 1/4. It's also 6 by 4 1/4 here. And then the wood that goes up top here is 6 by 3 1/2. So like I said, it'll be pre-cut for you, but just to clarify what size goes where. Then you'll have the Christmas signs paper. That's going to go on the 2 first flaps, which are the B ones. On the inside here, you're going to have the 4x6 journaling cards paper, which is this plaid paper here. That's what's on the back side of that. So you're going to put the plaid paper down here, and then you'll have 2 of these strips that have the wood and the flowers on them. That'll create your pockets. So you're going to want to just put some adhesive around the edge and leave it open to make your pocket. Here you'll have the Christmas wreaths paper. It's actually called Noel wreaths. So that'll go on both of these. Here you're going to have the back side of the tree farm paper. It's this red plaid. So that's what's going to go here. And then you'll get a sheet in your pack of the border strips, and that's what we cut these belly bands out of. Next for here, you're going to put your stockings paper on both sides. And then on these flaps, this is the back side of the Christmas signs paper. So you're going to put this green dotted paper down here. And then on the inside, you're going to have a 6x6 piece of this trees paper cut out. To create this present on the inside, you'll be provided the ribbon, of course, to tie it together. There will also be a sheet of this ornaments paper in your kit. It's the one that has the wood on the back side. All you're going to do to make this little Z-fold booklet here is you're going to take that piece of the ornaments paper and you're going to slice it 2 times at 4 inches and then again at 8 inches. So you should end up with 3 strips that measure 12 by 4. And then you're just going to score them at 4 and at 8. So you can create that Z there. And then you just layer them on top of each other. Once you do that to all 3 pieces, you're just going to layer them. And then you'll have this awesome little Z-fold here that tucks away as your present. So that's it for where you place the papers. And like I said, you're going to get both of these in your kit. So you'll have some chipboard and you'll have some puffy stickers. And you can choose to embellish the inside or outside of your Christmas flipbook however you like. There's a lot of great embellishments in both of these sets. You can even choose to change the star to something else if you want. That's totally up to you. We only put a few embellishments on the inside of ours, so I didn't even point them out. So you have total freedom with where you want all your embellishments. Like I said before, it's just a lot easier to place them after you have your pictures already in there, you know? So that's it for the Farmhouse Christmas Flipbook. I hope this helped you out with making your projects. If you have any questions, just let us know. Thanks so much for watching.